Did Lincoln and Jefferson Davis ever have contact with each other during the war? And if so, how did they talk to each other?
They never had face-to-face contact. Abraham Lincoln never recognized that the Confederacy was a legitimate country. And Jeff Davis would never talk to Abraham Lincoln. There's a movie out called Lincoln, which is excellent. In it, some Confederate politicians will try to meet with Lincoln, but he never recognizes the Confederacy as an independent country. Therefore, he never speaks to Jeff Davis.
How was Reconstruction different for the North, South, and West?
In the North, business is booming. In the South, they literally have to reconstruct most of the major cities, the roads, the railroads, the bridges. In the West, they're moving westward and finding Indians or Native Americans in the way. And so we have a series of wars with the Indians.
Which side had more advanced medicine?
The North had more supplies and more access to medicine than the South. So therefore, you might say that the North did. Thousands and thousands of kids will die for a want of medicine on both sides. For every one person killed in battle, 2 died from disease. And surgeries basically were amputations.
How were the slaves affected by the Emancipation Proclamation?
The proclamation was issued in September of 1862, and it said on January the 1st, 1863, all the slaves in the areas in rebellion were freed. It didn't free the slaves in Maryland, in Pennsylvania, in Ohio. It didn't free the slaves in the areas that the Yankees controlled in the South. But psychologically, all of the slaves felt that they were now free. And over 1 million slaves will leave the plantations, and there's approximately 4.5 million, 4 to 4.5 million slaves at this time.
What were the conditions like for people who not fighting, like the people who lived in the North and the South? Like, was it bad because all the money was going to the military?
In the North, things were not too bad because, for the most part, the war didn't reach there, the destruction. What did reach the North were the casualties. Every single town, village, city in this country lost people. In the South, the Yankee armies wreaked havoc. They destroyed large amounts of the South.
Were ground battles dominated by a certain weapon? Like battles on the ground, not necessarily naval battles or...
Okay, were battles on the ground dominated by a certain weapon? The weapon that caused the most injury was the rifled musket. Remember the Enfield that I showed you?
Yes.
That's the weapon that caused the most casualties. The artillery caused about 10 to 15% of the total casualties in the war. Bayonets attributed for maybe 1%. The rest were from bullets. Now, in this war, over 700,000 people die.